Exciting game, very emotional game, a lot of ups and downs. I was really happy and proud of the way the guys came out and had a great plan against Max Scherzer, arguably one of the best arms in baseball. It's not something that you ever expect to lead off the game with 3 consecutive home runs, but I thought the approach was good, and obviously the results were outstanding. We paced ourselves to the lead, and they're a very, very good team. They have a very thick lineup that kept chipping away at the lead, and I was proud of the way our guys kind of held their ground, did their job when they were supposed to, and ended up winning the game. Zach Godley, what can you say? 5 2/3, 9 strikeouts, was in control of the game for the most part against that very capable offensive lineup. Handed off the bullpen. They did a wonderful job as well. The top 3 hitters, I think they had 8 of our 12 hits, if I'm not mistaken. I've looked at it briefly, so I'm just off the top of my head from memory. Those top 3 guys really set the tone for us, and other guys throughout the lineup were chipping away at their at bats and contributing the best way they could. But I thought it was a great team effort and a great win. Especially happy for Brandon Drury, who came up in the right situation and delivered against an aggressive fastball. Just did exactly what he had to do to help us win this ball game.
When you've got Scherzer on the ropes a little bit, 55 pitches through 2 innings, does your approach change at all, the strategy with how you face him? You're trying to get him out of the game a little bit earlier with a high pitch count?
Well, it's something that I'm paying attention to, but I know that these guys had a really good game plan, and he's not necessarily a guy where you want to drive up his pitch counts and get him out of the game, because the next thing you know, he might retire 9 or 10 in a row, and you're in the 6th or 7th inning. So it's a very slippery slope with a guy like Max Scherzer. But we had that pitch count up at 55 after 2 innings, I think is what it was. I think it was that long first inning that was around 35 pitches that really set the tone for what we were able to do. So he was out of the game as early as I've ever seen, and it was an impressive effort by us offensively to earn that. Our guys went out there and did their job.
Torey, sometimes the only time you get ace pitchers like that is before they really get settled in. Were you guys looking to be really aggressive early?
Well, I understand that point. You hear it all the time. Get to them before they get into a rhythm. That really wasn't talked about in pregame. We just wanted to walk up there with the game plan that we had, and we were ready for any type of moment that we could take advantage of. And I think the bonus was that we jumped on him early and didn't allow him to really get into any rhythm. He did find a nice rhythm, I think, in innings 4 and 5. But we did enough at that point to drive up pitch counts, score some runs, and position ourselves for this victory.
It'll get lost with all the dramatics, but how good and how important were those Marte plays?
Well, an exciting, dynamic player that covers a lot of ground. I just don't think people understand how hard those plays are. The second one in particular, a short hop where he's moving to his right away from first base to put on the brakes the way he did and slide and get himself under control and throw an aggressive ball across the diamond. That's exactly who he is, and he's a special player. The other play was ranging hard up the middle, where he's got a spin turn and throw a strike to first base, which he did. We're excited by what we see. I think I'm exhausted right now because I thought about so many different scenarios throughout the course of the game. I'm sure that I did, yes. But you got to pick your poison with this team. You're trying to pick the lesser of two evils with a monster on deck. So I thought we did a really good job of handling certain guys in certain situations, and we followed our game plan.
You didn't Godley finish the 6th. Did you feel the pitch count was up? Was it a matchup situation there?
I thought it was a matchup moment for me. And I know that Chafe is very capable with runners in scoring position, coming in with a little bit of traffic. Unfortunately, he didn't get the job done. We wanted to turn around that hitter in particular, and it didn't work out. But, Zach, I thought that inning wasn't his best inning. I thought things were kind of getting away from him, and he was just showing signs of fatigue, and I thought it was time to turn it over to the bullpen. He's that guy that has a heartbeat that never changes. Doesn't ever matter what the situation is. Stephen Drew comes into the game to match up, who's got some decent numbers. I think he was 3 for 8 off of them, so I thought it was going to be a good matchup for both those guys. And, kind of under the radar, one of those moments. It's not undersold with us, but Jorge comes in and gets a big out and keeps the game tight. It was a big moment for us.
You said a couple of times you're exhausted. Does that have a feel of a playoff game to you?
Well, I want to say one thing about the crowd. We've definitely felt their energy today. It was a great moment for all of us to feel what was going on. I don't want to sound like I'm getting too far ahead of myself, but yeah, there was a certain energy in the ballpark, and I know we felt that in the dugout that might have given us a different feel for that moment.
Yeah, I was about to say, big crowd, big game, big pitcher. What do you say to your guys after this?
Let's go get a cheeseburger. I haven't had a chance to say much. I said one thing to one guy, and it was Brandon Drury, and just was really, really excited for him in that moment. He's been grinding recently for the past several games, and I just told him that I was really proud of him, and he deserved that moment and to enjoy it. So I haven't really said much to any of these guys. They're so professional. I think they're a little bit tired. We got to regroup and come out and do it again tomorrow.